right now, pal. I think you should be called the Parfessor, because all this young man does is rack up par.
Parfessor. I love that, actually.
You are? Oh, he's the Parfessor. He's the Parfessor. Let's go.
And if you're looking for collaborations, try and reach out.
Looking out for are the folks there in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. It's a great county, but more importantly, it has some unbelievable golf courses. So let's take a look at Valley View Golf at their first course on this list.
Take a look here at Valley View Golf Course. We're here at Valley View Golf Course, taking a look at a little 9-hole course built more than 50 years ago. Built in 1977. I'll tell you what, you don't think there's a course here. This is a really nice one hidden behind the driving, full driving range. Parts of this golf course that you could fall in love with, especially
and hopefully play. It's fun, it's affordable, it's interesting, and it's definitely should be on most people's list to play one time, experience it, and make sure you get there early because you can blast through that course quickly. Just like our next course, Clayton Park Golf Club. History and fun.
Let's take a look here at Clayton Park. They let that other guy in front of him. The course sits on 160 acres that used to be farmland. 1957, Clayton actually donated the land. In the 60s, the course was built.
No.
The course was officially built in 1960, and the land was donated by Clayton in 1957. A lot of these holes have a punch bowl feel to them. The course is currently owned and operated by Park Systems here. You can see right off the bat here in Delaware County, there's a great golf course we're going to take a look at for the price. $12.
But can even go up to $16, but nonetheless, this is a great value course located in Delaware County. Really, Glen Mills. If you played Glen Mills golf course, you know there's some great golf in this area. It's not too far from that. Does not have a driving range, though it has a chipping and putting area behind the clubhouse. You see power lines cutting through. I think it actually gives it some charm here. It's a fun municipal type feel to it with small greens here. It's kind of the 1920s greens, real small. I mean, you can't even find some of these greens. They're tight, they're small, and if you get a par, you'll be pretty happy. Zooming on out, we have one of the historical courses in Pennsylvania, and it's also a location where my car got hit by a golf cart. A fun
course was built in 1926, so it's almost over 100 years old.
I haven't played it in a couple of years. I kind of hate this. Well, I like the course. I hate the people running it.
And that really says it all. We've all had golf courses like that. There's so much to like about it, but there's so much to hate inside. And I think on this golf review, we're going to talk all about that. We're going to correct what's right and what's wrong with this facility while having as much fun as we can.
So let's take a look here at Paxon Hollow.
Like I've had 6.5 hour rounds here in the pad.
And the course stretches under 6,000 yards at 5,800 yards from those back tees.
Even pulling up, I saw bunched up on the back.
It is back 9 tough.
Yeah, but it's a huge bounce. It's running.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. You can't get hit up on 3 times.
Happened here. Hit up multiple times collectively. We decided to leave that flag stick out of the number 18th hole for the group behind us. And that's what we do on this channel. We keep it real, just like this golf review. Walking in no tee times, and setting the tone here at a facility that's making a lot of changes as you're going to go through. Right behind that gentleman setting us into a foursome with a bunch of singles, they're making a huge driving range. So you're going to see an opportunity for a range there that we didn't get footage of, but more importantly, we're going to talk all about the history of this original golf course dating back to the fall of 1926 when it was constructed as a 9-hole golf course. And it's fun, depending on where you put the ball in the fairway, it could bounce right off into the woods. Now, the 9-hole golf course was completed in the summer of 1926, being built and designed by J. Franklin Meaden. As you can see this map, only building 6 courses total, a one and done, and only in the Philadelphia area. Then we saw the final 9 holes, completing a full 18 about a year later. The club was owned and operated by its members up to 1936, where there was some poor financial conditions resulting in a takeover of the club by a local bank for about $140,000. Now, at the time, the bank operated for several years, keeping it still the same name. After World War I, a number of golfers wanted their own private golf facility to their own, so they leased it the club from the bank and named it in honor of the old clubhouse, White Manor Country Club. Now, if you think that name sounds familiar, it's because there's a golf course right down the street called White Manor that's private that we won't be. Hopefully, one day we'll be able to play that. It's not looking too good. We reached out to multiple folks on Instagram in hopes to maybe try to play that historical course. Nevertheless, we're going to rely on the ones that are public, like Springfield Golf Club.
Best we got is 918.
918. Okay, no worries. I understand. Let me check a look here at Springfield Township Golf Course. Originally built in 1947. The course is extremely historical. William Penn actually owned the land. It was deeded to him, and that was in 1681 when William Penn actually owned this land, and it was farmed since then until 1947. And from 1730 to 1752, Abraham Lincoln actually lived in the historical house on the property here. And that's right, Abraham Lincoln used to live on the property of this golf course. Our 16th president. Springfield Township purchased the course in the 60s. It wasn't until the 1980s this public golf course was starting to be designed by the township.
And we'll go all through the design changes the township had in the 80s to the 2000s. But here we're looking at Springfield Township Golf Course, a solid 3.7 out of 72 golf reviews. Walking in, it has some charm, and it has a little driving range to practice. The complex is huge. It's almost confusing to get to. Number 1 is a long par 4 that drops off. It's probably the challengingest hole on the golf course. Number 1 into number 2. I was impressed just by the first 2 holes of this golf course. The conditions, we'll talk all through the conditions of the golf course and the putting green surfaces that did putt true. There's a lot of power lines and interesting things happening on throughout this golf course. You can see right off the bat, as you're on number 4, you have a tower that you're targeting, but it's elevated, so it does bring some characteristics to the golf course. Now, overall, this course I didn't think was as nice as it was gonna be when I first got there. There's more elevation than you expect. The golf course itself was designed by Over and Tingley Civil Engineers, which was located in Pennsylvania in the 40s, and the original golf course was opened September 23rd, 1947. That land was then sold to the township in the early 1960s. 10 years later, in the 1980s, the township embarked on a green project which created and redesigned all 18 greens on the golf course. The project was approved by the Board of Commissions, and the golf course was redesigned by David Burns and James Simpson. The project was completed in spring of 2000 and has greatly enhanced the conditions and the layout of the course, stretching at a total of 6,008 yards. And our top location is now coming up next. It's a no-brainer. It's Glen Mills Golf Club. Clearly a #1 spot. You have to head on over to the channel to see the footage and the video of that golf course. Rest assured, this one, hands down #1. We're not even going to waste your time. It consistently wins top golf course in the state, then alone the county. In Pennsylvania, it's a top destination. And for anyone that's in the Philadelphia area, it's mostly a golf course they have played. There's a giant quarry next to it too as well. That's going to do it for our list. Keep a lookout for more videos to come. This is the Parfessor, an independent golf channel focused on fun, affordable golf in your area. If you're not watching, go play a little bit of golf today.